Welcome back. Today we are diving into the world of American rare coins, focusing on some of the most valuable Eisenhower $1 coins and Kennedy half-dollar coins ever struck. These coins, with their unique mint marks, conditions, and limited mintages, have captured the attention of collectors for decades. In this video, we will look at the top 4 Eisenhower dollars and 1 Kennedy half-dollar that stand out for their rarity, striking features, and their incredible value in today's auction market. Whether you're a serious coin collector or just starting your journey, this guide will help you understand why these coins are so special and why they are worth big money. So let's get started. First up, we're diving into one of the most intriguing and collectible coins in American history. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, found in extra fine condition. While it may look like just another half-dollar at first glance, this coin has captured the attention of collectors worldwide due to its connection to American history, unique minting details, and surprising value in today's auction market. If you have one of these in your collection, you might be holding on to a small piece of numismatic treasure. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. This coin was created as a tribute to honor his legacy, and it quickly became one of the most popular coins ever produced by the United States Mint. The 1974 issue comes from an important period in U.S. coinage history. By this time, the coin was being struck primarily for circulation, with the silver content having been removed after 1970. Instead, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar was made with a copper, nickel-clad composition, giving it a distinct look and sound compared to earlier silver issues. Coins without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, making them highly collectible today when found in better grades like extra fine condition. The obverse of the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar features the iconic portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. His strong profile symbolizes leadership and remembrance, while the word liberty stretches boldly across the top. The motto, "In God We Trust," rests below Kennedy's chin, and the date 1974 appears at the bottom. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro, shows the heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, a powerful image of America's strength and peace. On the Philadelphia struck coins, no mint mark is present, which is an identifying feature that makes this issue different from those struck in Denver or San Francisco. Coins in extra fine condition display only light wear on Kennedy's hair, the cheek, and the eagle's feathers, making them appealing to collectors. While millions of Kennedy half-dollars were minted in 1974, finding them in extra fine condition without heavy circulation marks is becoming less common as time goes on. Many of these coins were heavily used in commerce, which means well-preserved examples are scarce today. Collectors place special emphasis on coins without a mint mark because they tie directly to the Philadelphia Mint, which did not always include its mark in the 1970s. This absence of a mint mark, combined with strong eye appeal and higher grades, makes the 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar a desirable addition for those building a complete set. The demand has only grown over the years as collectors seek coins from the 1970s in better conditions. Now let's talk about what everyone is waiting for: the market value. A typical circulated 1974 Kennedy half-dollar may not be worth much more than face value. However, when we move into the extra fine grade, the story changes. Coins in extra fine condition can sell in the range of $21,000 depending on overall sharpness and luster. In higher grades, such as mint state or those with special errors, the values can climb significantly. At auction, some examples of the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, especially if they display strong details or unique die varieties, have fetched hundreds of dollars. Collectors are willing to pay big premiums for coins that stand out in quality and preservation. If you are lucky enough to own a 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar, there are a few tips you should keep in mind. First, always examine the condition carefully. Coins with fewer scratches, strong details in Kennedy's hair, and a clean surface will always command higher prices. Second, consider having your coin graded by a reputable service such as PCGS or NGC if you believe it is in extra fine condition or better. Certified coins typically sell for higher premiums in the market. Lastly, stay updated with auction listings and dealer price guides, as market demand for Kennedy half-dollars continues to rise. Building a set of Kennedy half dollars by year and mint mark can be a fun and rewarding challenge for both new and seasoned collectors. The 1974 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark in extra fine condition is much more than just pocket change. It represents an important era in U.S. coinage history, honors the memory of President John F. Kennedy, and carries significant value for collectors who appreciate rarity and condition. Whether you're just starting your collection or you've been collecting for years, keeping an eye out for coins like this could prove to be both historically meaningful and financially rewarding. You come across a Kennedy half dollar. Take a closer look. You never know when you might find a hidden treasure. Next up, we're diving deep into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. The 1972 Eisenhower $1 coin without a mint mark, especially in very fine condition. At first glance, it might look like just another old dollar coin, but this piece hides incredible value and demand in the collector's market. We'll break down its history, unique features, rarity, and how much it's worth in auctions today. If you own one of these coins, you might be holding on to a treasure. The Eisenhower dollar was first introduced in 1971 and was minted until 1978. It was created to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who served as the 34th President of the United States and played a vital role during World War II as Supreme Allied Commander. The coin also commemorated the Apollo 11 moon landing of 1969, making it not just a tribute to a leader, but also a celebration of America's space achievements. Now, when it comes to the 1972 Eisenhower dollar, there were millions minted at both the Philadelphia Mint, which used no mint mark, and the Denver and San Francisco mints, which carried their respective marks. However, what makes the Philadelphia coin stand out is the variety in their design strikes, some of which are extremely rare and valuable. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark has several design details that set it apart. On the obverse, you'll find the portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower designed by Frank Gasparo, with the word Liberty and the motto, "In God We Trust," along with the year of issue at the bottom. On the reverse, you'll see the symbolic Apollo 11 mission insignia and eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch, with the Earth in the background. What's especially unique about the Philadelphia $1,972 is that there are three distinct reverse types. Type 2, in particular, is the rarest and most sought after, as it features a more accurate depiction of Earth with a flattened Caribbean area. Identifying these subtle details can mean the difference between a coin worth just a few dollars and one worth thousands. While the Eisenhower dollars were produced in large quantities, very few of the 1972 no-mint mark coins survive in high-grade conditions. In very fine condition, the coin still attracts strong interest from collectors because of its historical significance and design variations. The rare Type 2 variety, in particular, was struck by mistake and quickly corrected, making it one of the key rarities in the entire Eisenhower dollar series. Collectors today are always on the lookout for these coins because not only are they historically important, but they also represent one of the last large-sized dollar coins minted for circulation in the United States. Their scarcity and story push their demand higher every year. Now, let's talk about the value. A regular 1972 Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark in very fine condition might typically sell for around $5,000, depending on the market. However, if you happen to have the rare Type 2 variety, the value skyrockets. In auctions, Type 2 Eisenhower dollars in circulated grades can fetch hundreds of dollars, and in higher grades, they have sold for several $1,000s. One example even crossed the $9,000 mark at a major coin auction. So, while most of these coins might look ordinary, the rare variety makes this 1972 Eisenhower dollar an absolute jackpot for lucky collectors. If you want to identify and collect the 1972 Eisenhower dollar, pay close attention to the reverse design details, especially the shape of the Earth and the Caribbean region. Using a magnifying glass or detailed coin guide will help you distinguish between Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3. Also, condition matters. Always handle coins carefully to avoid scratches, and consider getting rare varieties graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Certified coins tend to command much higher prices in auctions. Finally, keep an eye on coin shows, estate sales, and online marketplaces, as these coins still occasionally turn up in collections where people don't realize their true value. The 1972 Eisenhower $1 without a mint mark in very fine condition is more than just a big, heavy coin. It's a piece of American history. With its ties to President Eisenhower, the space race, and its unique varieties, it remains one of the most intriguing dollars in modern U.S. coinage. While common examples are affordable, the rare Type II variety can fetch staggering prices at auction, making it a true hidden gem for collectors. Next up, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic American coins of the 1970s. The Eisenhower $1, specifically the 1971 D, which means it was struck at the Denver Mint. Now, while many of these coins were produced, finding one in circulated fine condition with collector appeal can be quite special. In this video, we'll explore its history, unique features, rarity, and the kind of big values these coins have reached in the auction market. So, if you're curious about whether that Eisenhower dollar in your collection could be worth real money, stick with me until the end. The Eisenhower dollar was first introduced in 1971, making it the first U.S. dollar coin minted since the Peace Dollar series ended in 1935. It was issued to honor two major American figures, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who served as the 34th President of the United States, and the Apollo 11 moon landing, which had taken place just 2 years earlier. The Denver Mint, which placed its D mint mark on the coin, produced millions of these dollars. However, despite the large mintage, coins that have survived in decent collectible condition today are much harder to come by than you might think, especially since many circulated heavily in everyday commerce during the 1970s. The obverse of the coin proudly displays a bold portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower, designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo. You'll notice the clean, straightforward design with Liberty above, the year 1971 below, and the national motto, "In God We Trust." On the reverse, you'll find an image that commemorates the Apollo 11 mission, showing an eagle landing on the moon with Earth in the background, surrounded by 13 stars. This design was inspired by the official Apollo 11 mission patch and gives the Eisenhower dollar a unique connection to U.S. space history. The D mint mark, placed just below Eisenhower's neck on the obverse, confirms its Denver Mint origin. Now, at first glance, the 1971 D Eisenhower dollar may not appear to be rare, since the Denver Mint produced over 68 million of them. However, condition plays a massive role in the coin's desirability. Coins that circulated heavily often show significant wear, but finding a specimen in fine condition still showing clear design details makes it appealing for entry-level collectors. What's more, early Eisenhower dollars, especially those from 1971, hold sentimental value as the very first year of the series. This adds to their demand in auctions, where both beginners and seasoned collectors seek them out as foundational pieces for their collections. When it comes to value, condition and collector demand drive the price. A 1971 D Eisenhower dollar in circulated fine condition generally fetches a modest price, often around $15,000 in most collector markets. However, certain coins with strong eye appeal, clean surfaces, or provenance from major collections can sell for higher amounts at auctions. In higher uncirculated grades, the value jumps significantly, with some rare mint state examples reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So while a circulated fine condition piece won't make you instantly rich, it still represents a valuable historical coin that continues to attract collector interest in today's auction market. If you're looking to collect Eisenhower dollars, especially the 1971 D, here are some useful tips. Always check the coin's surfaces carefully for details, strong strike lines, and less where often mean higher value. Be mindful of cleaning, as a harshly cleaned coin can lose much of its collector appeal. Keep an eye out for error varieties, such as double dies or striking mistakes, which can increase value dramatically. Finally, consider collecting Eisenhower dollars as a full series, since assembling a complete set, including the silver-clad versions and proofs, can add both value and satisfaction to your collection. The 1971 D Eisenhower $1 coin may be the rarest in terms of mintage, but in circulated fine condition, it still carries collector value, historical importance, and auction potential. Its connection to President Eisenhower and the Apollo 11 mission makes it a coin that's not only collectible, but also deeply symbolic of American history. Whether you're a new collector or an experienced one, adding this piece to your collection can be a rewarding step. Next up, we deep dive into a fascinating piece of modern U.S. numismatics, the 1978 D. Eisenhower $1 coin. Though perhaps not as famed as older silver dollars, this issue holds its own intrigue, especially when it shows signs of circulation or unique traits. We'll explore its historical background, what makes it special, how rare used specimens can be, what kind of dollar values you might see at auction, tips for collectors, and more. Let's get started. To understand the 1978 D. Eisenhower dollar, we must first situate it in the broader story of the Eisenhower dollar series. The Eisenhower dollar was minted from 1971 to 1978, named for President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and commemorating both his legacy and the Apollo 11 lunar mission reflected in the reverse design in the early 1970s. The U.S. Mint was transitioning from silver coinage toward base metal-clad coinage copper-nickel over a copper core, and the Eisenhower dollar was the first U.S. dollar struck in this copper-nickel-clad format for its circulation issues. By 1978, the Eisenhower dollar was nearing the end of its run, and indeed, that year would be the final regular issue year for the series. At the Denver Mint mark, millions of coins were struck. According to PCGS, the mintage figure for the 1978 D in circulation regular strike was 33,012,890 pieces. Because so many were produced, the Eisenhower dollars are in general common in typical circulated condition. But as with many coin series, condition, appeal, and certain anomalies can create pockets of rarity. What features distinguish the 1978 D. Eisenhower dollar? Let's break that down. On the obverse, the coin carries the left-facing bust of Eisenhower, surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust and the year 1978. Below the bust is the D. Mint mark, signifying the Denver Mint. Wikipedia +2 PCGS +2 on the reverse. The iconic design is based on the Apollo 11 mission emblem, an eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, with Earth rising above. Around it reads, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and $1. As with other circulation strike Eisenhower dollars, it is copper-nickel-clad outer layers of 75% copper, 25% nickel over a pure copper core. Its diameter is 38.5 millimeters, about 1.515 inches, and weight is about 22.70 grams. The edge is reeded serrations. Because many of these coins entered general circulation, many examples show significant wear, marks, or abrasions. Even for uncirculated examples, the large size of the coin means it's more susceptible to damage during handling, transport, and storage, making pristine specimens more difficult to find. While the 1978 D is not generally known for dramatic die varieties, unlike earlier years with double dies or reverse types, collectors tend to watch for minting errors like double dies, die cracks, repunched mint marks, or planchet flaws. Those error or variety specimens, especially in higher grade, can command premiums over standard strike pieces. Because of these features, the 1978 D dollar has the baseline elements of a modern U.S. coin. But what makes some examples stand out is their condition and scarcity in higher grades. Now, in the context of a 1978 D. Eisenhower dollar in fine i.e. circulated but moderately worn condition, how rare or desirable is it? Let's examine that. Given the very large mintage 33 million plus and the fact that many were placed into circulation, examples in circulated condition are by no means rare. Many of these are readily encountered in pocket change or dealer stocks. That said, coins in exceptionally nice circulated grades fine to very fine, with sharp details, are more scarce than heavily worn ones. Most circulated coins show flattening and wear, which tends to reduce their appeal. According to PCGS, for the regular 1978 D. Eisenhower dollar, all grades combined include about 32.9 million certified to date. PCGS in terms of higher grade survivors, about 660,000 coins are graded MS60 or better uncirculated, and only about 7,500 reach MS65 or better, showing that gem quality uncirculated examples are rare. PCGS. While these statistics speak more to uncirculated grades, they illustrate the concept that better condition pieces are much fewer in number. Demand tends to concentrate at the high-end gem uncirculated, near-perfect specimens, well-toned coins, certified specimens, and variety pieces. Because circulated examples are abundant, they attract less premium. But for a collector seeking a complete date and mint set, acquiring a decent fine or very fine 1978 D may still be important to fill that set. Some collectors specialize in type coins or modern giant dollars, and thus might seek examples in all grades for display. As condition improves, the value jumps. For example, a 1978 D-graded MS-66 can fetch around $100 or more, depending on demand and premium listings. Lower uncirculated grades like MS-65 might be priced in the tens of dollars, while MS-67 is extremely rare. Only a handful of 1978 DI dollars exist in that top tier certified by PCGS. Some collectors also favor CAC-approved specimens, which helps boost auctions of mid-grade coins. While circulated 1978 D pieces are not scarce in absolute numbers, those with eye appeal, minimal wear, or interesting toning or certification will always attract more collector interest. Let's look at what the market is doing today in terms of dollars for a 1978 D Eisenhower dollar, particularly at various grades, and what to expect at auction. In average circulated condition, a 1978 D is typically worth just above face value or a modest premium, say a few dollars. Many dealer listings show circulated 1978 D pieces in the $8,000 range. Some circulated 1978 DI dollars are listed on eBay or coin dealer sites in that ballpark. In uncirculated or higher grades, the values scale significantly. According to CoinWeek, a 1978 Eisenhower dollar in MS-65 is worth about $18, and at MS-66 roughly $8,000. This refers to the general 1978 issue, and Denver specimen values tend to remain in similar range. CoinWeek.com for the 1978 D specifically. Some recent observations include MS-66 examples trading near $15,000. In more extreme cases, very scarce high-grade examples can command four-figure sums. For instance, a PCGS auction record shows that a 1978 D in MS-67 sold for $18,750 in January 2022. PCGS, according to Gray Sheet, the highest tier possible values for the 1978 D series range up to that same $18,750 level. While the 1978 D itself is not typically among the top realization Eisenhower dollars overall, it participates in the broader market driven by rarity and grade. For reference, the top auction results for Eisenhower dollars across all dates include $28,000 plus for rare issues, particularly special silver or proof forms. NGC Coin Still, a beautifully preserved 1978 D is a strong candidate for upward price movement if offered in an appropriate forum. To sum up, for a 1978 D in fine condition, expect modest returns, a few dollars to perhaps $10. It's in the higher grades where major premiums emerge, sometimes reaching into the thousands. If you're a collector interested in acquiring or evaluating a 1978 D Eisenhower dollar, here are some recommendations and best practices. Send your coin to a third-party grading service. If you believe it has above-average potential, the certification can protect you and enhance resale potential. Two coins may be the same grade, but one might be much more desirable due to better strike, luster, clean surfaces, or attractive toning. Give weight to how the coin looks to the eye. Cleaning may degrade surfaces and reduce numismatic value severely. Collectors prefer original surfaces, even with minor flaws, to refinished ones. Before buying or selling, find comparable 1978 D coins of similar grade that have sold recently. Auction houses, certified population reports, and coin price guides help benchmark. If a coin qualifies, having a CAC sticker or similar endorsement can help command a premium from discerning buyers. Exceptional high-grade 1978 D pieces appear infrequently. Be ready to wait for the right coin rather than paying over-aggressively for a mediocre example. If your goal is a date and mint set of Eisenhower dollars, a decent fine or very fine 1978 D may suffice at a reasonable cost. But for investment or wow pieces, aim for uncirculated and gem examples. The 1978 D. Eisenhower $1 coin may be the flashiest or most storied coin in U.S. numismatics, but it has a solid place in the modern coin collecting world. In typical fine circulated condition, it is common and modestly valued, but the magic lies in the upward climb of quality. Uncirculated, gem, or well-toned examples can attract strong premiums. If you happen to own one, especially one that looks sharp or has nice surfaces, it's worth having graded or professionally appraised. And for those collecting full Eisenhower sets, securing a well-preserved 1978 D is a satisfying milestone. Next up, we're diving into the fascinating world of Eisenhower dollars, specifically focusing on the 1974 Eisenhower $1 coin with the D mint mark in extra fine condition. This coin is not only a collectible piece of American history, but also a rare treasure that has gained significant attention in recent years. We'll explore its background, unique design features, rarity, and what makes it so desirable in the collector's market. Most importantly, we'll discuss how much value this coin holds in today's auction market and share tips for collectors who want to add such pieces to their collections. The Eisenhower dollar was first issued in 1971 to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower and also to commemorate the successful Apollo 11 moon landing of 1969. The coin was minted until 1978 and became the first dollar coin issued by the U.S. Mint since the Peace Dollar series ended in 1935. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar with the D Mint mark was struck at the Denver Mint, and while millions were produced, not all coins survived in high-grade conditions. That's why coins in extra fine or better condition carry a special premium today. This particular year is also significant because it was one of the last before the bicentennial redesign of 1976, which makes the 1974 D Eisenhower dollar even more historically interesting. The design of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar is striking and symbolic. On the obverse, you'll find a strong profile portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, designed by Frank Gasparo. The inscriptions Liberty and the year 1974 are prominently featured, along with the national motto, In God We Trust. On the reverse, the design pays tribute to the Apollo 11 mission, showing an eagle landing on the moon clutching an olive branch, with the Earth in the background. This powerful imagery represents both peace and America's pioneering spirit. The D Mint mark, located just above the date, identifies its origin at the Denver Mint. Collectors prize well-struck examples with sharp details, clear mint marks, and minimal wear, which are not easy to find in circulated coins today. While the mintage of the 1974 D Eisenhower dollar was high over 45 million coins, the vast majority were heavily circulated, leaving few examples in extra fine or better condition. Because of their large size and heavy use in casinos and daily transactions, most of these coins suffered significant wear. That makes coins in extra fine condition and higher grades rare and desirable. Collectors especially seek examples with strong luster, minimal scratches, and clear design details. Over the years, the Eisenhower dollar series has gained growing popularity among numismatists who appreciate its historic ties to both a beloved president and America's space achievements. This rising demand has pushed values higher, especially for high-grade examples that have been well preserved. So, how much is a 1974 D Eisenhower dollar in extra fine condition worth today? In general, circulated coins can fetch just a few dollars above face value. However, when we're talking about extra fine condition, the value increases significantly. On the open market, such coins can sell anywhere from $15,500, depending on eye appeal and preservation. But here's the exciting part. In auctions, exceptional specimens with even slightly higher grades, like EU or uncirculated, have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars, sometimes crossing the $25,000 mark for top-end examples certified by grading services. This shows that rarity, condition, and collector demand combine to give these coins a surprising value in today's numismatic market. If you're interested in adding a 1974 D Eisenhower dollar to your collection, here are a few helpful tips. First, always pay close attention to condition. Look for coins with minimal wear, strong details, and clear mint marks. Second, Consider having the coin graded by a reputable third-party service like PCGS or NGC, as certification can boost its value and make it easier to sell later. Third, be mindful of the market prices fluctuate based on collector demand, auction results, and the coin's overall availability. Finally, remember that the Eisenhower dollar series is still relatively affordable compared to other historic U.S. coins, making it a great entry point for new collectors and a solid investment for seasoned numismatists. The 1974 D Eisenhower $1 coin in extra fine condition is more than just a piece of pocket change. It's a historical artifact that honors both President Eisenhower and America's space exploration triumphs. With its beautiful design, rising collector demand, and impressive auction values, this coin has earned its place among the most exciting collectible coins of the 1970s. Whether you're a casual enthusiast or a serious collector, keeping an eye on coins like this can add both value and history to your collection. So, next time you come across a 1974 D Eisenhower dollar, take a closer look. You might just be holding a small fortune in your hands. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into rare coins. If you have questions about a specific coin or want me to research another rare US coin, drop a comment below. Until next time, keep your coins safe, your eyes sharp, and happy collecting.